9 people to cut out from your life right now. 1. The one who only calls when they need something. There's always that one person who only remembers you when life gets hard for them. They go days, weeks, even months without checking in, yet expect your support the moment they face a challenge. They flood your inbox with their problems, but are mysteriously silent when you're struggling. Conversations with them are one-sided. You're the listener, the fixer, the shoulder to cry on. But where are they when you need the same? These people often disguise themselves as friends, but their loyalty is only as strong as their needs. It's exhausting to keep showing up for someone who wouldn't cross the street for you. At some point, you have to stop pouring into people who leave your cup empty. True friendship is mutual, built on empathy, effort, and balance. Cutting off this type of person may seem cruel at first, but eventually you'll see how much lighter your spirit feels without carrying the weight of one-sided relationships. Emotional support should never feel like a transaction or a duty. Your time, energy, and presence are precious. You're allowed to protect them. 2. The Master Manipulator. Manipulators don't always look like villains. Sometimes they smile while slowly untangling your self-worth. They're experts at gaslighting, convincing you that your feelings are overreactions, that your memories are distorted, that you're the problem. Over time, you begin to question your instincts, silence your needs, and lie cautiously, afraid to upset them. These people play mental chess, moving pieces in ways that benefit them and confuse you. They might twist your words to win an argument, guilt, trip you into doing things, or shift blame so you're always apologizing for their mistakes. It's a slow erosion of your self-esteem. Even worse, they often make you dependent on their approval. But the longer you stay in that dynamic, the more you lose your own voice. Breaking free from a manipulator means reclaiming your mind. It means choosing clarity over confusion, truth over control. Walking away from them may not bring closure, but it will bring peace. You don't owe anyone access to your life if their presence poisons your clarity and self-respect. 3. The drama magnet. There are people who thrive on chaos. They seem addicted to conflict, gossip, and emotional upheaval. One moment, they're crying over betrayal. The next, they're ranting about someone else's behavior. And somehow, no matter what the drama is, they are always at the center of it. If your life feels peaceful, they'll find a way to disrupt it. These individuals treat their problems like entertainment and expect you to be the audience. They call you only to unload their latest saga, not to connect or grow. And worse, they pull you into situations that don't involve you, leaving you emotionally drained. Every time you try to help, you find yourself caught in their whirlwind of problems. They take no accountability, yet want your endless sympathy. Over time, being around them feels like walking on broken glass. You're anxious, overwhelmed, and mentally exhausted. Cutting off a drama magnet doesn't mean you're heartless. It means you're choosing peace. Life is already challenging enough without being weighed down by someone who manufactures storms where there should be calm. 4. The fake supporter. They pretend to be proud of you. They smile when you succeed, but behind that smile is bitterness. The fake supporter claps with cold hands. When you're doing well, they vanish into silence. When you're struggling, they show up, but not out of care, out of curiosity. They ask questions not to understand, but to gather information. You might notice how they never share your achievements or speak positively about you when you're not around. They throw subtle jabs disguised as jokes, downplay your efforts, or shift the attention back to themselves. They want you close, but not above them. To them, your progress is a threat. It shines a light on their own stagnancy. These people often wear the mask of friends, co-workers, or even family. But real support doesn't feel competitive. It doesn't come with hidden agendas or conditional praise. If someone can't celebrate you sincerely, they don't deserve a front row seat in your life. It's okay to create distance from people who only want to see you doing well, as long as it's not better than them. 5. The gossipers are dangerous, not because of what they say about others, but because of what they might say about you the moment you're not around. These individuals thrive on other people's business. They don't just listen to gossip. They collect, twist, and spread it. At first, they seem entertaining, always ready with the latest story. But soon, you realize if they're so comfortable telling you everyone's secrets, what makes you think yours are safe? These people feed off drama, and loyalty means nothing when there's a good story to tell. Their presence turns trust into a gamble. Even worse, they often cloak their gossip as concern. They'll say, "I'm just telling you this so you know." But what they're really doing is stirring the pot. If you're surrounded by gossipers, you'll always feel watched, judged, and talked about. A healthy environment is one where people speak truthfully and respectfully, where words build, not destroy. Cutting off a gossiper protects your energy, your trust, and your dignity. You deserve to be surrounded by people who talk to you, not about you. 6. The jealous one jealousy is a silent destroyer of relationships. The jealous person might not openly say they're envious, but you'll feel it. In their backhanded compliments, in the way they go quiet. When you share good news, in the way they seem uncomfortable when you shine. At first, you might excuse it. You might think they're just having a rough day, or maybe they're not expressive. But over time, the pattern becomes clear. They never truly celebrate your wins. Instead, they try to minimize them, saying things like, "must be nice," or "you just got lucky." They may even try to sabotage you subtly, discouraging you from pursuing something new or telling you why your plans might fail. Their jealousy often comes from their own insecurities, their own regrets about not doing more with their lives. But that's not your burden to carry. You're not responsible for shrinking yourself to make someone else feel comfortable. You've worked for your progress, your healing, your growth, and anyone who resents that doesn't belong in your inner circle. Surround yourself with people who are inspired by your success, not threatened by it. Real friends don't compete, they uplift. If someone can't be genuinely happy for you, it's time to let them go. 7. The ghost, we all know someone who disappears when you need them most. They're there during the good times, when the vibes are high and the conversations are light. But the moment you face hardship, they vanish without a trace. No calls, no texts, just silence. They might even come back later, acting like nothing happened, expecting you to resume the connection as if they didn't abandon you during your lowest moments. These people are what we call ghosts, present only when it suits them. They don't understand the meaning of consistency or loyalty. When you needed a shoulder, they were gone. When you needed support, they were too busy. And yet, they expect your attention and warmth when it's convenient for them. Life is unpredictable, and everyone has their battles. But if someone can't even send a simple, "Are you okay?" when you're visibly struggling, that's not a friend. That's an opportunist. Relationships are built on mutual care and effort, not convenience. It's painful to realize someone you counted on can't be counted on. But it's also powerful. It teaches you who truly belongs in your life. Letting go of ghosts isn't about bitterness. It's about valuing yourself enough to stop waiting for someone who clearly doesn't show up. 8. The energy vampire. Some people don't bring joy, clarity, or support into your life. They just bring exhaustion. These are the energy vampires. Every time you interact with them, you feel emotionally drained, mentally scattered, or spiritually depleted. They may constantly complain, play the victim, or pull you into their emotional mess without ever seeking solutions. No matter how much advice or encouragement you give, it's never enough. They don't want help. They want attention, sympathy, and someone to carry the weight of their problems. And slowly, they make their crisis your responsibility. You begin to feel guilty for taking care of your own needs, for saying no, for choosing peace over their never-ending chaos. These people operate on emotional dependency, not emotional maturity. They will guilt trip you, shame you, or act offended when you set boundaries. But here's the true thing. Your well-being is not selfish. You have every right to protect your energy, to say enough, and to prioritize your mental health. Cutting off an energy vampire doesn't mean you lack compassion. It means you finally have it for yourself. You are not a dumping ground for other people's unresolved trauma. You are not here to fix what they refuse to face. You are here to grow. And you need space and sunlight to do that. 9. The past version of you. This one isn't a person in your contacts or your friend circle. It's a version of you that no longer serves the person you're becoming. It's the you that settled for less, feared change, and tolerated what broke your spirit. It's the version that allowed others to overstep boundaries, accepted toxic behavior, and believed you weren't worthy of more. Sometimes we cling to this version because it feels familiar, safe. Growth can be scary. It requires shedding habits, beliefs, and even people we once thought we couldn't live without. But to move forward, you must release the old self. You have to forgive them, honor them, and let them go. That version of you did the best they could with what they knew. But now you know better. Now you're healing. Now you're evolving. And that means you can't stay stuck in places that no longer align with who you're becoming. It means letting go of fear, self-doubt, and the voice that told you to stay small. Cut off that version of yourself not with hate, but with love. Because you're not abandoning them. You're simply outgrowing them. And that's something to be proud of.